Hey dudes, B Junior here from B Junior's Movie Cave on the Endurance Productions YouTube channel, coming to you today with a little movie reviewage. On the docket today, the tagline is, "You have been chosen, you are doomed, prepare yourself for Savage Weekend." Yes, that's right, it's a slasher film, kind of exploitation slasher film, sleaze fest from the mid-70s, I believe 1976 when this was made, and not released till some years later, from what I got from IMDb, that is. The killer looks nothing like the box art, but the box art is cool, kind of like the VHS days, which leads me to tell you about this edition that comes to you from the wonderful folks over at a place called Cheezy Flicks. There's the spine, guys. Check it, check it. Nice, huh? Give you a little flash of the disc. Kind of looks like Texas Chainsaw 2, but you know, just gonna move on. Cheezy Flicks, it's kind of a new company to me. They sent this out as a screener today for me to do a review on it. I'll tell you a little bit about the story in just a moment, and the presentation value of it in just a moment as well. Basically, Cheezy Flicks is a company that's kind of, like I said, kind of new to me, but they did honor my request. I had been getting a couple of requests from slasher buddies of mine to get this film some way, somehow, and do a review for it. They sent this over graciously today, and I've took in a viewing of it recently in its entirety. And I gotta say, this and a couple other Cheezy Flicks that I noticed that I had on my shelf, and I didn't know that that was the company right away, they're kind of motif, if you will. Their thing that they do is basically, it's kind of like a VHS quality rendition. Their whole entire catalog is kind of like full screen. Just about all the catalog, to my knowledge, is full screen, kind of VHS rips. I don't know how else to say it, but it's a VHS quality. And I think that's their motif. That's what they're going for. They want that grindhouse look, or that old VHS look, but with the quality and durability of a DVD to go on your shelf. I think that's kind of where they're coming from. It is an official company. There's their website, www.cheezyflicks.com. Check them out. They got a big old catalog over there. It's a lot of films I've never seen before. No linear notes, just a standard DVD. No special features to my recollection. It is a full screen version of the film. It was released, I believe, in 1979 is what it's saying here. It's not rated, 86 minutes. It's considered a suspense horror film. Now, getting into the story played kind of like it was a retooled porn film, basically. It's got a lot of sleaze in it, a lot of nudity, frontal and upper and any other which way you want to do it, which isn't totally a bad thing in a slasher film. Not going to complain too much, but it's abound, and you just kind of get that feeling after about 2/3 of the way through the movie. Story-wise, this might have been some sort of exploitation sleaze fest like Last House on the Left, or something of that nature, and it gave me the gut feeling that it might have been a retooled slasher, where they go in and they add slasher elements, hence a killer in a mask in this movie, kind of towards the third act of the film. And it tries a lot in some scenes to build suspense and act like Halloween, basically. Because this, I think it was filmed in '76 originally, but it wasn't released until after Halloween had its release and got its notoriety. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's my feeling that I got from when I watched it. Overall, not the worst slasher film I've ever seen in my life, but it's definitely not the best. It reminded me more of like a grindhousey kind of drive-in style killer movie with a lot of sleaze thrown in. But you can tell there's some editing in there. There's total randomness abound in this film, man. It's not a great film, but it's laughable how much randomness is in there. There's a bar-fighting homosexual man who kind of goes around with the team of folks that go out to the woods to this cabin out in the country to spend the weekend. But they're the most odd people that you would never think that would associate with one another. And they don't really like each other, from what I gathered in the film. They just kind of went out there. There's a masked killer. Nobody knows who's knocking off the people. Could be old William Sanderson of Newhart fame. You know, I think he says, I'm Dave, this is my brother Larry, I'm Larry, this is my brother Daryl, brother Daryl. It's that guy. He's a character actor. He's had parts in Blade Runner, a whole bunch of films. He shows up in this one as a backwoods guy. Is he the killer? Is he not? I'm not going to tell you. Just kind of watch it close because it kind of does the old flip story where it kind of shows you a piece of the ending to start and then it sums it up as the film goes on. The problem that I had with it story-wise wasn't so much the low production value and all that. It was that in the last 10 minutes it tries to be too smart for its own good. If you take my meaning, it's so low budget and so grindhousey. It doesn't need to have a big mysterious ending or anything like that. So, and it could have even left on a note of hypocrisy or a note of just randomness where you don't know who the killer is or something like that. I think that would have probably helped it. But woulda, shoulda, coulda, can't change those kind of things. Ultra low quality on this disc, guys. Not a whole lot in the picture quality and sound quality. You are getting kind of an upgraded VHS quality full screen version of this film. I'm unsure if it was shot in widescreen originally or full screen. Sometimes these 70s drive-in films were shot open matte or square if you want to be less technical about it, or Academy matte sometimes they call it. But that's kind of, like I said, if you're looking for that grindhouse feel the way it was in the VHS days, this is probably your company and you want to go research these films for that very thing. I'm going to keep Savage Weekend definitely on my shelves, and I would recommend it to slasher fans, but only hardcore slasher fans that have seen everything else under the sun, to include all the Halloweens, all the Friday 13ths, the ones that done it better, basically. This is definitely a grade B slasher, but it's got cool cover art, man. I feel like I was back in the VHS days when I brought a tape on. I'm like, man, that cover art's cool. Put in the movie and it's like, it's so. I wonder if there's any beer in the fridge. You know, that's kind of where you end up. You're kind of like, hey, you might need a beer to get through this one. Have fun with it. Don't think about it too much, and look for nudity abound in this one. It's definitely got it in there in a 70s vibe. What do I give it in terms of picture quality and sound quality? I think it's unfair to do the 4-star scale, because if I did it on the 4-star scale, I'm putting it up against Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff like that have been remastered. Can't do that with this one. I would say just know what you're getting into as far as picture quality and sound quality. It's not going to be the greatest. You're going to have to watch a square on your widescreen TV, which is not the end of the world. I do still have some full screen movies, and you know, just one of those kind of deals where it's a slasher I've never seen before. It was good to add another one to the cadre or to the catalog there, because I'm always on the lookout for these little slashers from yesteryear that just kind of got lost in the shuffle. And this is definitely one of the myriad of all of them that got bought up in the big slasher craze post Halloween, post Friday 13th, when there was, if you had a horror movie or a slasher film on hand, it was going to get bought by somebody and put out, whether it be on the drive-in circuit or a regional theater release or whatever, because it was really hip to do that in the late 70s, early 80s. Rock on, dudes. That's been your overview on Savage Weekend. Check out the other catalog titles over at Cheezy Flicks. You might find something over there that interests you. They not only have horror, but they have all kinds of just genre-based pictures, biker films, revenge films, action, drama, comedy, you name it. Go check them out. Rock on, dudes. I'll catch you next time. Bye.